Pena hitting cleanup. Then it's Zobrist, a surprising power year from Zobrist. Burrell, Ibar, Hernandez, and Bartlett. The Lowe's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Gavin Floyd left to right, and it's nice to see Carlos Quinton back in the lineup. So Quinton, Posednik, and Dye. In the infield, Beckham, Ramirez, Nix, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and Gavin Floyd on the mound. He's our U.S. Cellular starting pitcher. Looking for win number 8. His ERA in the mid-4s, and he's got to keep the base stealers off base. If he can do that, he should be in pretty good shape. Game time conditions. Just a beautiful night in Chicago. 71 degrees, humidity at 61%. The winds, and they are a factor east, 10 to 15 miles an hour. The forecast, it's going to be pretty good if the Sox score some runs off young David Price. There's the umpires behind the plate. Mike Riley at first base, Chuck Merriweather. Second base, Laz Diaz. Eric Cooper at third. It's 7-11 and it's time for the first pitch. Tonight's game time start is presented by 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heavens for 7-Eleven. And I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. First of a big 4-game set, first of a big 18-game stretch. First pitch strike, 18-game stretch in which all the teams will be 500 or better.
Better time to start than the present. This is a pretty good Ray team.
That fastball misses. Upton hitting at 246, 7 homers. He's driven in 34. Tampa Bay comes in 10 over, 51 and 41. And since April 30th, they have the second best record in the major leagues. Just one game behind the Dodgers. There's a strike. So the count 1-2. Good thing to keep this guy off the base paths. He's 31 for 40 in stolen bases. Curveball popped up. Nix. Piece of cake.
Since June 20th, these two teams are very similar. The Rays at 16-7, the Sox 16-8. And as you can see, both teams getting hot at the right time. The Rays are 4.5 games in back of Boston, and we come in a game and a half in back of Detroit.
Here's another man behoove you to keep off the base paths, Carl Crawford. He's 46 for 53. Rays have 135 stolen bases. They've been thrown out 31 times.
Well, they not only have fast guys, they have very good base stealers.
Tampa Bay hitting it 272 as a club with a 4.16 ERA. They're 21 and 26 on the road, but at home 30 and 15. As Mike Riley says, there's a strike.
Crawford has a wide open stance, and his right leg goes toward the plate with a pitch. He can be jammed inside.
Outfield, about equidistant, slightly to the left. As the 3-1. And it's full. Fifth meeting of the year between these two clubs, in the first 4 down at Tropicana Field. Sox almost swept them. They took 3 out of 4. And the payoff. So terrific speed aboard.
Now Gavin Floyd is going to have to vary his looks to first, hold the ball sometimes. He's still not going to stop him from running, however.
No. We're going to send, in this 4-game set, 3 left-handers. Tomorrow, Richard. Wednesday, Danks. Thursday, Burley. But against right-handers, they're going to eat them alive. The biggest thing that Gavin Floyd will have to do tonight when these guys get on is think about one thing, and that's getting the hitter. You've got to get the hitter.
And throw a ground ball to Longoria, and they'll turn into 2. He's grounded into 16 double plays this year.
There goes Crawford. There's a throw. He goes. Beauty by AJ. Yes. Yes.
And Gavin Floyd gave him a good pitch to throw, and A.J.
boy.
came up and put it right on the money. In fact, the ball was waiting for Crawford to slide into. He gets a decent jump. A.J. just guns him down, and he guns him down by plenty.
Well, as we've talked about all season long, if our guys will give A.J. a chance, he'll get them. As Longoria fouls that away. But for the most part this year, our guys have not given A.J. a chance. That's the reason. The record is almost incredible.
Well, 1.3 seconds is average for a pitcher from his stretch position home, and most of our guys are a little bit slower than that.
That ball is hammered. Longoria hitting at 280, 18 long ones, and 70 knocked in. Last year, Longoria hit 272, 27 homers, and knocked in 85, becoming Rookie of the Year. He gone. Gas. And that'll do it. After a half inning of play, it's a Rays nothing, and the good guys coming to.
And Josh Fields, the DH, hitting 9th. The Lowe's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Price. Crawford, Upton, and Zobrist left to right. Longoria, Bartlett, Ibar, and Pena. Hernandez behind the plate. And the U.S. Cellular starting pitcher, David Price. He's 3-3 this year. 44 innings. He's walked 31. That's a problem. You have to be patient with him. You see, for whatever reason, left-handers actually hitting him much better than right-handers. And that's how he'll look at Scott Posednik.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Sox come in at 47 and 44, hitting at 264 with a 4.24 ERA.
And Mike Riley had a talk with Posednik about, looks like what he might use to help him from probably base running, and it was in his pocket, and he made him take it out. It's quite unusual.
Yeah. So the big 6'6" left-hander, first pitch of the ball game, taken for a strike. Sox 24 and 22 here at home, after getting off to that horrendous start. With a big crowd on hand this evening. And the count 2-1. Pods. What a first half he had for us. Wow. As the count moves to 3-1.
And be patient with this guy, and he will walk you, and that's one of the ways that the American League has gotten to him.
is the leadoff walk.
There's Joe Madden, fine skipper of the Ray team. He took over when this was a very bad ball club and a growing organization, and he's seen it turn into a very good ball club with some excellent young players.
That'll bring up Alexei. Alexei at 276, 11 homers. He's driven in 44. Outfield for the most part straight up. It's a pretty good lead.
Well, the Sox know that Price is very slow to home plate. He can touch 1.6, 1.65 with 1.3 major league average. You can run on him.
There he goes. Safe. Ball into center field. There's a throw by Upton, and he's safe.
Stolen base, E2. And that's a secret for a base runner. If that ball is in the dirt, you have to locate it quickly. He was able to realize that that ball went to center field. I'm not sure how Bartlett missed this one, but he did. Sednick picks it up and then hustles into third.
Good effort by Upton on the move, off balance, sidearm throw. Meanwhile, Scotty Pods at third and an 0-1 count to Alexei. Alexei hitting, as I mentioned, at 276. He has 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts. Just got a piece of that, and the count 1-2. Jermaine Dye on deck.
Price came to the awareness of most of the population because he pitched in the League Championship Series and the World Series out of the bullpen last year.
That ball into right center field. Zobrist. Here's the throw. Ball gets through Hernandez's legs. Price backing up. And that's one out. Not quite deep enough with nobody out to try to send it.
Zobrist sets up, but he double clutches. And I agree with you, Hawk. Even though the throw's up the line, you're really not going to send him there. Not with Dye coming up, and they're going to play now the infield in at all four positions. That makes it a little easier for Jermaine.
So here's JD hitting at 299, 21 long ones and 58 knocked in. Big gap out there in left center field. And Jermaine has the catbird seat, 2-0. There's a shot off the glove into left field. That ball almost took his leather into left. That was just a rocket.
That's a tremendous advantage of having the infield in at all four positions, because if Longoria is back, he's going to make that play. By being in, he couldn't get the glove up fast enough. So for Jermaine, it's RBI number 59, and he crushes this ball.
That's about as hard as Jermaine can hit one right there. And here's Konerko. Paulie at 299, 17 homers, 61 driven in. Takes that fastball strike. Outfield playing Konerko straight up. And the count evens at 1. Right-handers not doing a whole bunch against Price at 230 as opposed to the left-handers hitting him at 273.
Hernandez looking over in the dugout. I couldn't envision he would be looking for a pitch out.
Hit him on the fist, pops him up. That could be trouble. That could be trouble. It is. So Jermaine moves into second on the little duck snort right there by Konerko.
Zobrist was too deep. Ibar doesn't have this kind of range, and the ball just drops into right field.
And that'll bring up AJ. AJ hitting at 296 to go along with those 10 homers and 28 driven in.
Best arm in the outfield by far is B.J. Upton in center field, and he's very aggressive in coming to get the ball.
Breaking ball, no. Out of play left side. So 2 on, 1 out, 1-1 the count. Bit of a gap out there in right center. And grabs the strike with that fastball on the outside corner.
That was at 95. He can throw 95, maybe top out at 97 if he has to go get it. As a starting pitcher now, he's not throwing near as hard as he did when he was working briefly out of the bullpen last year.
Chopper, and this is going to be no, they don't get AJ. Had a little bobble out there at second base by Ibar. If he handles it cleanly, turns it, they're going to get it. So that keeps the inning alive. And listen to the hand for Carlos Quentin. Carlos hitting at 229, 8 homers, 20 driven in. Takes that one down, low ball 1. He was hitting 375 in the short stint at rehab.
But the last couple of games, he's starting to elevate the ball a bit. They were all ground balls early. Now he's starting to hit the ball with authority. That 95-mile-an-hour fastball out of play right side. It's also the first time that Carlos or any of the Sox have seen David Price. Price out of Vanderbilt. There's a good pitch by Price coming in on him.
And now 1-2 the count. Carlos last year 36 homers, 100 driven in. Well on his way to an MVP before that injury. And that's inside.
Carlos has been disabled for 2 months now, and he's still tied for third in being hit by pitchers. He's been hit 8 times. Kelly Shopik leads with 14. Then it's Inge with 10. And Euclid and Quinton tied at 8.
Well, if he plays every day, he's going to waltz right on by those guys.
Easy. He will get it easy because he hangs over the plate.
Got him up and away, but the Sox get on the board. RBI single by Jermaine Dye after 1. It is 1.
Versus the O's, and 14 runs batted in a 3-game stretch from July 11th through the 17th. That's a franchise record. And there you look at Jim Thome live.
And as you saw at the bottom right there, also named American League Player of the Week. It's presented by the Bank of America. So here we go. Carlos Pena will lead it off. He'll be followed by Zobrist, then Burrell.
Pena loves the ball down. Very similar in how he approaches it to Jim Thome.
They have the shift on. He's going to push one the other way.
You can throw high fastballs by him all day, but you better make sure that they're high enough. Two
2-0 the count. Pena with those 24 homers, 59 driven in. Hitting, that's a hard 226 he's hitting. Big hat.
Good changeup on 2-0 pitch.
Last year, Pena hit 247 with 31 homers and 102 knocked in.
Well, he also sports a pretty good glove down at first base, so he's found new life and a great place to play in Tampa.
Three balls and a strike. 31-year-old first baseman. And that is out of play left side. So a full count to Carlos Pena.
Pena's fanned 117 times already this year in just 91 games. So he is no stranger to the strikeout.
just explodes off his bat. He's got one of the livest bats in the league. And he did not come up with that live bat. No, he came up with Texas, and then he went out to Oakland. He was just normal, so to speak.
He was just
when he went to Detroit, and we saw him, that ball was just jumping. And another foul ball.
Well, if Gavin had his normal curveball, this would be a wipeout pitch against Payne. Sometimes it doesn't come to him until the third inning. And we haven't seen many good ones yet.
Change up. He gone.
Good spot, good call by AJ as he sets up low and away, and this ball just sinks out of the zone. And that's one of the pitches that helped make Gavin Floyd a 17-game winner last year. That's a good straight change.
As long as it's down, it's probably going to be moving. When it's up, it's going to be straight and hammered.
It's going to be moving, but it's going to be moving the other way.
In a hurry. So here's Zobrist hitting at 305. 17 homers, 52 knocked in. He's been a very pleasant surprise for Tampa Bay. He also was on a 9-game hitting streak.
Well, they thought they were getting utility play, and they never dreamt that he was going to hit this many home runs in a short period of time.
Like Riley started to come up with it, didn't, and the count 3-0. Zobrist got Gavin for a 2-run homer down in Tampa Bay, and there's a strike on the corner. And he got him for another one here, and this game is tied at 1. So the count jumps up and bites Gavin Floyd.
Zobrist came into this year with 15 major league home runs in 3 different stints with the Rays. That was his 18th home run, his 53rd driven in the Ford home run replay. It's a fastball on the outer third and gone.
That's the 114th home run in Tampa Bay. We have 109. Burrell cues it right off the end of the bat. And the count 0-2. Outfield straight up. For Burrell, who last year with the Phillies hit 250, 33 homers, and drove in 86.
If Gavin wants to go back to that curveball, he'll strike him out with it if he gets it close.
There it is. Couldn't pull the trigger. 2 down. 3rd strikeout for Floyd.
This one just freezes him. You see the knees buckle, and that ball cuts the plate.
There's the second switch hitter on this ball club, Willie Ibar, hitting at 288, 7 homers. He's driven in 26. Ball hammered right to Jermaine. And that'll retire the side, but the home run by Ben Zobrist, number 18, after an inning and a half, tied at 1.
Go with Larry because he's very fond of Carlos Quint.
Okay. And then Julie Taylor, Roy Rivas, and Don Esposito and I are going to go. We're going to go with Jason Nix, who's at the plate right now. But check that. This is Beckham. Nix is on deck. Gordon hitting at 289, 3 homers. He's driven in 22. Cannot get that one.
2 former #1 draft choices going head to head.
Bulldog against the Commodore.
Commodore almost took the Bulldog's sleeve off. Just missing him with a high tight heater.
So far, he has pitched the right-handers inside. And again. 1-2. Good 2-strike hitter right here. Checks it up. Takes it down low. First of 4. So make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Clayton Richard against Jeff Neiman, 6'9" right-hander. If you can't, that game will be right here on Comcast Sportsnet. On Wednesday, Johnny Danks against James Shields. And that game over WCIU Channel 26. As that is popped up. Got him inside. Hernandez. And that is out number 1.
Price doing a little mending of the glove.
So here's Nix. Jason hitting at 234, 6 homers. He's driven in 12.
Well, he's a pretty observant guy, and he realizes by this point that Price likes to go inside on the right-handers. Those are the ones that wind up in the bullpen if you don't get them all the way in.
Fastball, no. On the inside corner. That's foul, stayed back, and we understand we're having a technical problem with our little information strip that gives you the score, the speed. It's a computer glitch, which they are rebooting as we speak. It's always nice to reboot.
I try to do it a couple times a day.
And that's popped up. Upton coming on, making the call, has the ball, 2 down.
Book a White Sox group outing or party area today. Save on each ticket for a group of 20 or more fans, whether it's the warning track, fan deck, or individual game diamond suites. They're all available. Book a group outing or party area today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
So the reboot worked. And here's Josh Fields. Looks at that breaker down low.
You'll see that Price fastball consistently around anywhere from 94 to 96.
Little spinner right there at 87. Evens accounted 1. 6'6", 225 pounds out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That one at 94.
You don't find many hard-throwing young left-handers who will consistently throw into right-handers, but Price is attempting to do it on at least 3/4 of his fastballs.
Well, he's worked his way through the lineup now. And he tries to stay away the last 2 pitches, but as we discussed the other day, this year for some reason you see more guys trying to pitch inside than we have in a long time. We had about a 10-12 year window there. Everybody was away.
I think that was the Atlanta influence.
As he strikes him out, so a 1-2-3 inning for Price. He's retired 5 in a row, and we're still tied at 1. And back to the top of the order with Upton. Outfield straight up. Low and away, 1-0. Hernandez hitting at .266 with a homer. He's driven in 11. Two and 0. Phillies in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Cubs 9-1. There's the strike. Bottom of the 7th, and Washington. Nasty Nats taking it on the chin again, trailing the Mets 5-2. Ground ball, a little two-hopper.
Saturday, August 1st, when the White Sox host the Yankees, the first 20,000 adults aged 21 and over will receive a beer vendor bobblehead presented by Miller Lite. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Jason Bartlett got off to a tremendous start and has kept it. Comes in hitting at .345, 8 homers, driven in 40.
Because he can bunt, Beckham is forced to move in at third base.
Got in on him just enough. Podge, 2 down. Last year, Bartlett hit .286 with 1 home run and drove in 37.
I believe with those kind of numbers, they view that trade for Garza and Bartlett as one of the reasons why this team coalesced into 97 wins. Bartlett really the key to the defense. They moved Iwamura over to second base, and he proved out to be great there.
There's a strike to Upton, who popped up to Jason Nix. Breaking ball off the plate.
B.J. Upton and his brother Justin, #1 draft picks. The younger Upton is with the Diamondbacks.
Can't get that one. Iwamura on the 60-day deal with left knee surgery.
They were talking about him actually returning this year after initially saying he'd be lost for the season.
He's a good player.
He's a very good player.
That curveball got it up a little bit. In and out of the LG Skyline Club seats.
When you consider that Iwamura came over as a third baseman and they moved him to second, he adapted to that position very easily.
Just off the corner, full count. And the payoff. He gone. 1-2-3 inning far. Gavin Floyd, his fourth strikeout. Southwest.com. Tail of the tape, 1-1 tie. It'll be the top of the order. Scotty Pines, Ramirez, and Dye. Corners in close. Fakes the bunt, takes the fastball upstairs.
I talked with Longoria before the game about the difficulty of shifting to third because he was a shortstop and they moved him to third base. He said to me, it's different angles on the throw. He said you have to come in, throw off balance. You have to watch bunts. You're doing a lot of throwing on the run, and that's what Gordon Beckham is going through for our side.
The ball hit hard into the gap. Nobody's going to get that one. One hop into the seats, so the ground rule double. Dadgummit. That ball just catches the top of the fence. It's going to be 3.
Tenth double of the year, and Posednik hits this one right on the button. So Hernandez wanted it away, didn't get it quite low and away enough, and one hops out of the ballpark.
Well, this guy was flying going around first base. Man. So here's Alexei. He went out into short right field to Ben Zobrist. Fakes the bunt, takes it well outside.
And big mistake by Price, because Bartlett, when Price threw that ball, was standing on the second base bag. He was looking for a pickoff Price didn't notice him, and there was nobody home on the left side of the infield.
Well, you see that quite a bit today, especially with young pitchers. He's got the count 2-0.
Dave Martinez, the bench coach for Joe Madden. That's Jim Hickey, the pitching coach.
Dave Martinez, one of the nicest guys to ever play the game of baseball.
He's going to be a pretty good manager before all is said and done.
3-0.
You give him the green light here?
No. Not at all. There's a strike. I think there are a lot of people who feel that Dave Martinez is ready right now.
Well, I'm sure that he's going to be interviewed because he's learned a whole lot from the man to his left, Joe Madden.
And that's why.
Yep.
And there's a base hit. Nice job by Alexei. Scotty Pod's going to be held at third as he had to hold up to make sure that ball was not right at Carlos Pena. Anything hit to the right side over there with Pena, as Stevie told you earlier, he could throw some leather with the best of them.
Well, this is heads up base running because you don't want to get doubled up and taken out of the inning. So Alexei inside outs this ball to right field. Zobrist is not overly deep, gets to the ball quickly and wisely. Jeff Cox holds up Posednik and runners at the corners and nobody out. They see him initially move back to the bag. That's good base running.
And I'll tell you, that's a good throw. That's the second good throw made by Zobrist. So our runners have got to take note of that. But again, the best arm being Upton in center field. He has a gun out there.
The only problem with that center fielder on a play at the plate is that pitcher's mound. The guys who are real good will airmail the pitcher's mound on one hop. That's the best throw from center.
That's, for a good center fielder, the pitcher's mound is not an issue.
You hit that grass over the mound and then it one hops to catch it.
That's right. For a mediocre center fielder, a bad one,
get some problems.
You got big problems. Here's JD. He just hammered one off the glove. And that's down by Scotty Potts. He turned that 94-mile-an-hour fastball around in a heartbeat.
Taking it right down the line. Eric Cooper right on the line. That ball foul by plenty.
Alexei, pretty good lead. That was not a bad pitch hit, even though it was 94 and up. It was up and out over the plate.
David Price has yet to throw a wild pitch. You'd be thinking he'd try to bury that slider low and in, possibly in the dirt.
Another good lead by Ramirez. That fastball high and wide at 95. And that's a tough foul. Full house here at beautiful US Cellular Field tonight. On a beautiful evening here in the beautiful city.
This is
about time.
About as good as it can get. Temperature wise, this feels great.
Got him. Big out, one down.
Looks like a straight change. Might have been a little bit of a cutter, but he took enough off to have Jermaine Dye well out in front of him.
So here's Pauly. Hit a little duck snort down the right field line for a base hit. Pauly, most of the time, the best fastball hitter on our club. Takes first pitch strike. Pauly hitting at 302 to go along with those 17 homers and 61 knocked in.
And with runners in scoring position, he's been the best of the Sox hitters all year long.
That ball hit deep. Crawford looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. 3-run shot by Polanco, and the Sox lead it 4-1.
That was a no-doubter over the bullpen. 18 and 64 on the power numbers. The forward home run replay. He got a slider. Price wanted it low and in. He didn't get it there. Was sitting on a tee for him about thigh high, middle of the plate, and gone.
So here is AJ. Get into a 5-4 fielder's choice. And of course, with that home run by Konerko, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 110. So $11,000 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. Ground ball right side. And that is out number 2.
White Sox fans, it's never been easier to take in a ball game. See for yourself. Go to StubHub.com, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago White Sox.
So here is Carlos. Carlos struck out his first trip. Fouls that straight back over Stone Pony's head.
I might have had a shot at that. Fortunately, we didn't.
That ball had been a few feet lower.
Yeah, I know. I'd be nailing out of here. You have to catch me from falling in the seats.
That's low and in. Yeah, that one had a little giddy up on it. Ooh. Outfield straight up. Off the end of the bat. Bartlett throws him out. But the 3-run homer by Pauly. And the Sox lead. Brave run homer by Paul Konerko. Crawford walked, and then A.J. gunned him down on his attempted theft. There's a strike to even the count at 1. And got him easy. That ball hit hard in the center field. Pod's a long way to go, and he can't. It's off the wall.
It's being inside the park home run.
That's exactly what it's going to be. Inside to Parker, and it's a 4-2 game.
Ford home run replay, and Scott Posednik went high up on the wall, and this took just a crazy carom away from him. Actually, he really didn't have to jump. That ball hit about waist high in the middle of the fence. And then Crawford realizes that they got no chance to get him.
That ball hit hard. Alexi's got it and throws Longoria out. So he is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a hard ground out.
It's time for our Aflac trivia question. So as the duck waddles by.
Aflac!
What White Sox player hit exactly 300 in 1976 and 1977?
So here's Pena. Struck out on a 3-2. Good changeup. Fouls that back. So a solo homer by Zobrist, and the inside Parker by Carl Crawford. Only 2 hits the Rays have.
Third time he circled the bases for an inside the park home run.
That's up high, 2 balls and a strike. That's a long way to run.
Well, considering that he thought it was out of the park legitimately because he wasn't running toward first base. In fact, he just turned it on between first and second.
Yeah, when he saw the Carroll.
Yep.
And the count 3-1. Pena is a free swinging slugger. And that's ball 4. So the second walk issued by Gavin, and here comes Zobrist, who's 2 for 4 lifetime against Gavin. Both of them almost identical.
422 on base percentage to go with those slugging numbers is pretty impressive for Zobrist.
Out in front, fouls that one down. Yeah, these are guys that come alive, that really can help make an organization healthy for a few years. Guys you really don't count on that much, and poof, they just bloom.
He came over from the Houston Astros in a trade that sent Aubrey Huff the other way.
That's lined right to Jermaine. 2 down. And that'll bring up to DH Pat Burrell, who was called out on a good hard curveball from Gavin.
Talked with Pat before the game about the contrasting managerial styles between where he came from in Philadelphia, with old Uncle Charlie, and where he is now with Joe Madden. And he said that 180 degrees in the opposite direction.
That's up high. In what respect?
Joe Madden was a stickler for details. And Charlie just pretty much let go out and play, boys. Now he's got some big hitters with Philadelphia. He can probably afford to do that a little bit more.
There's a strike. Joe's formula has worked. There's no question about that. There's a good curveball.
The good thing about Charlie Manuel is, and Jim Thome will tell you this, he probably had the biggest influence on Jim Thome of anybody when he was a hitting coach with the Cleveland Indians.
Well, he did.
Yep.
And still does. There goes the runner. So Pena picks up his second stolen base of the year. I don't know if AJ blocked out Mike Riley there.
It might have been. Taller catchers, as they get up on a breaking ball especially, will make it real tough on an umpire. And that ball just dropped out of the zone.
Knock it down. Throw him out. Nice pick in. Beautiful play by Alexi and Paulie. And that'll retire the side. They do come up with the inside the park home run by Crawford. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Sox lead it 4-2.
These are a night out with friends. Provide first-class service while enjoying White Sox baseball. Reserve a diamond suite for a Sox game today. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
Lower third of our order here in the bottom of the fourth. As you check out our tail of the tape. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. 4-2 good guys. As there's first pitch strike to Beckham. Gordon fouled out to the catcher Hernandez. And the count 2-1.
Gordon told me that he feels like as he gets to know the pitchers a little bit better, he's going to start hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He likes the line drives, but wants a little more lift.
And the count 3-1. So the leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Nix. Jason popped up to Upton in center.
Hawk, did you ever go up to bat and consciously try to hit the ball out of the ballpark, or did you allow home runs just to come to you?
Well, one year, Stevie, I went to the plate 535 times. And 535 times I said, I'm going to hit that son of a gun out of here.
How many times did it work?
35.
Well, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Especially early on in my career, and then as you get a little experience, those pitchers have an ability to take that thinking out of your head. Ball hit hard down to Longoria, and they'll turn this one around the horn, 5-4-3.
When I talked with Gordon Beckham today before the game, I said, keep your eye on Longoria because he absorbs the baseball. He let that ball come to him and pretty much took it into his body. He doesn't go out and keep his hands forward. And he's one of the better third basemen around. By absorbing the baseball, this is what I mean. One hopper just takes it right into it. Got the bad hop, still stayed with it, made the double play.
Well, Robin Ventura did that just about as well as anybody. Robin had a tendency when he first joined us to stab at it a little bit. Josh can't get it. And the count 1-1. Then all of a sudden he became just a terrific third baseman by letting the ball get to him.
Who was teaching him at that point, or was he self-taught?
No, he was not that good defensively when he joined the organization. We didn't see him when he was in the minor leagues, but they said he was really raw. And they worked with him extensively. And I think Brian Little, if I'm not mistaken, had something. Because that's fouled back.
Had a pretty good work ethic.
Well, Robin became just a great third baseman. And he couldn't run a lick, which a lot of great third basemen we've seen in the past 50 years couldn't run a lick.
Brooks Robinson
couldn't run a lick. Greg Nettles couldn't run a lick. Clete Boyer, he was right there with those guys, couldn't run a lick. But they were quick.
First step quickness and reading the angle of the bat through the zone. Third baseman will tell you that's the way to become a top of the line fielder.
Well, Gordon's still got to learn the speed of the game up here at the big league level, and especially at third base, where he's been playing shortstop his whole career. He's got another 20-25 feet that he can gauge the ball. Up here, gets to you a little quicker. And you see Jeff Manto talking to Chris Getz. As Josh goes down, and that'll do it. 4th strikeout for Price. Sox still lead it. by Konerko in the third. Inside to Parker by Crawford in the fourth. And it'll be lower third of the Tampa Bay order. Ibar, Hernandez, and Bartlett.
Ibar is a better hitter from the left side. Has more power, however, as a right-hand hitter.
Curveball strike and the count 0-2. First time up, he just hit a bullet right to Jermaine and right. Curveball, softly hit. And that'll bring up Hernandez. He grounded out to Beckham. Off the fist into center field. 2 down.
That's a pretty good pitch. He threw it. It didn't allow Hernandez to get his arms out. Didn't get much into the swing, and now make it a good inning with a minimum of pitches. To do that, you got to get by Bartlett. Good fastball. See Hernandez just overmatched by that one.
Tried to get him in, couldn't do it. That's one of the differences that makes a real good hitter from us not so real good hitter.
Can't bring the hands in.
That's right. The good hitters can get those hands in there so fast and hit with alligator arms and hit it just as far. You don't have to get extension to hit the ball a long way. In fact, trying to acquire extension has killed more guys than has helped. Makes your swing bigger.
Anything that makes your swing longer, I can't see how that's going to help you at all.
Well, you hear all the time about, well, don't let him get his arms extended. Don't let him get his arms extended because he'll beat you to death. Well, the only way he can extend his arms is to get a pitch from middle out. That's the only way. The good hitters can take that pitch from middle in, not get extension, and still beat your brains out.
There's not too many guys who can hit that ball down the left field line and keep it from hooking. Gary Sheffield was one of the best, maybe ever, at that.
Well, the best I ever saw at that was Bad Henry, number 44. Aaron could take the ball inside, the fastball inside, and just kill it. And the ball wouldn't even think about going foul. Out of the ballpark. He gone. 1-2-3 inning. That is 5 in a row retired by Gavin. And for their guys. It'll be the top of the order. Pods, Ramirez, and Dye. Pods is perfect. A walk, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first. A double. Ground rule double. One hop into the right center field seats in the third and scored.
This is the third time he's actually leading off an inning.
Pods has been absolutely marvelous.
Well, the combination of Posednik and Ramirez at 1 and 2 have turned around this offense.
That breaking ball. Slider out of play. Outfield, straight up. And a 1-2 pitch. That one at 93. It's full.
This is going to be the 80th pitch for the young left-hander.
And that's another souvenir left side. Well, two things that we have seen this year that stand out to me. More pitchers trying to pitch inside, which is a good thing for them, and more foul balls than I've ever seen. Boy, this seems like there have been just an unbelievable amount of foul pitches. And there's just a nice little soul in the left field. So once again, Pod's doing his thing, getting on base.
Well, the guys that are going to have good years, Hawk, are the guys that are going to foul off the pitcher's pitch. And they're going to stay alive until, in this case, Price gets a little too much of the plate. And Scott was able to take it over the head of Bartlett into left field. That was just a good battling at bat.
Pitchers don't understand, a lot of them. Some of them do, most of them don't. That the more pitches that a guy sees at the plate, the more dangerous he becomes. It's just that simple. That's why good pitchers want to get you in one. If it's not one, they want to get you in two. If they can't get you in two, they want to get you in three. Well, that's into center field. That's a can of corn for Upton. So one out. Alexei now 1 for 3. That single and a run scored back in the third. Maine just rocketed a single off the glove of Longoria. That knocked in Pods in the first inning. Bottom of the 8th inning at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Phillies taking it to the Cubs 10-1.
Phillies are getting real hot at a perfect time. If they win this, and you think they would, that'd be 9 wins in a row.
There's a strike. What we've seen of David Price, he does not have any kind of move whatsoever to first base.
And
unless he's been saving it.
A real long arm swing. Yeah, I don't think he's going to pick anybody off anytime soon.
That fastball in 94, up and away.
But you can imagine, Hawk, because he's such a young pitcher coming out of college, I don't think a whole lot of guys got on against him for him to worry about that move.
Well, that's where one of the elements that scouts have to be careful. There's another strike, and the count 1-2. And that element being how competitive is he? Because of his superior stuff, he's never had to worry about too many things. Never had to compete.
Well, I know he was one of the most surprised guys in the organization when he didn't make the team out of spring training.
I like that from him. I thought that was a good sign.
I feel the same way. But they were trying to groom him as a starter. They didn't want him in their bullpen.
Well, again, that's an organizational philosophy. Some organizations won't start them out of the bullpen, which I subscribe to wholeheartedly, because you give the youngster. But again, that was primarily in the days of a four-man rotation. In today's game, where pitching is thinned out, and you have five-man rotations, they're rushing these youngsters into that starting rotation, in my opinion, way too fast. Another foul ball.
I think they found out a lot about him last year when they put him into the bullpen in the most pressurized situations you can be, postseason play, including the World Series, and he threw the ball exceptionally well. So they're not worried about his poise or his pitching acumen. But when you're a starting pitcher, you have to have, unless you have two just overwhelming pitches, you used to have three that you feel real comfortable with, and it appears that he's got two.
No, I watched that outing he had against Boston, and I was absolutely thrilled. It's just how a youngster could come in under that heat and get the job done like he did. There he goes. Pitch popped up. Pod's got to get back. And that's out number 2.
And here is our Aflac question. What White Sox player hit exactly 300 in 76 and 77? And the answer, the Gator, Ralph Garr. When the Gator first came up with the Atlanta Braves, there weren't many faster guys from the left side than him. Then the second year he came back with about 35 extra pounds. Slowed down a touch.
Here's Pauly. He is 2 for 2. Little duck snort single to right. And that ball hit high and deep. Stay fair. Stay fair. It won't. Just foul. But that little soft single to right in the first, and in the third inning, if you missed it, with 2 on.
It's a slider without a lot of depth.
Outfield straight up, spread out. He just turned that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I hope David Price appreciates what he just saw.
Well, he hit it into the upper deck. Probably 100 feet foul. Tried to throw a fastball by him. And tough to get a fastball by this guy.
Reach back, try to put a little more on that one. Still at 95.
Now, when he gets a little more time in the big leagues, he'll realize the difference between 94 and 95, as hard as you can throw it. For the hitter, it doesn't matter one bit. If you miss your spot, he's going to crush it.
Better off trying to get below that 95. Get below that hitting speed. There it goes. Pides, as he strikes him out on the off-speed pitch, you got below it.
after them and give up some base hits. But so far, he's thrown the ball well, Hawk. He's got the good curveball tonight.
Well, it's come to him. Started off trying to find it. Just like a hitter, trying to find a swing in the first at bat. Sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes it takes you 2 at bats. But it's the top of the order for the Rays here. Upton, Crawford, and Longoria. That's popped up right side. Jermaine calling off Nix, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's a nice.
Last time up, Carl Crawford hit an inside the park home run. And he hit this ball low off the wall, not high off the wall, and then it bounds away. And as Scotty impales himself on the right center field
right
wall.
in the butt. So it drops straight down.
Jeez.
1-0 to Crawford, who walked his first trip. And takes a strike right there. 1-1. Mets beat the Nasty Nats 6-2. Well, between Upton and Crawford, these guys have 77 stolen bases. Just off the corner, good try.
That's the reason why you have to make him hit his way on and not walking.
And that's in the center field. Scotty Pods making the call.
Here's the last opponent inside the park home run, June 21st, 1995. Mark Newfield, for those of you in the Newfield family, hit it off Brian Kaiser. Looked like he was running out of gas a touch, but he made it.
Here's Longoria 0 for 2. Struck out, called out on a good fastball his first trip. And back in the 4th inning, hit a hard ground ball to Ramirez at short. $39,024.
Great crowd out here.
Yep. Well, I think that our fans this year have been, there's a good curveball strike, have been absolutely sensational because of the way we started, but mostly because of the weather. The weather has been the worst I've ever seen this year.
Well, it stops any walk-up crowd.
That's why, and it stops a lot of people who have tickets, as he did not go, says Merriweather, from coming. And there's no question it did. I've had people tell me that. They had good seats and just didn't want to sit out in the cold or the rain. But hopefully that's all behind us now. And the 2-2 pitch. Full count to the 23-year-old third baseman.
Well, walks against this team are devastating because of their power.
That's gone. It's a 4-3 ball game. They had 3 hits, 3 homers. That's a get-me-over breaking ball.
19th home run, 71st for Evan Longoria.
Those 3-2 get-me-over breaking pitches go a long way.
That one got out of here in a hurry. Here's our Ford home run replay. And it pulls Tampa within 1. That one just stayed right there. And Longoria crushed it.
Those spinners. Just because you throw a guy a breaking pitch on 3-2, you better throw him a good one. You better not throw him a get-me-over. As here is Pena, who has struck out, walked, and also picked up a stolen base. That's high and deep to center field. Slides back right in front of the wall. Hauls it in. And that'll retire the side. 3 hits, 3 homers. They have. Got a tight tilt going. Sox led it 4-1. Rays with 1 in the 4th and 1 here in the top of the 6th. As I mentioned, they only had 3 hits, all of them home runs. 2 outside the park, 1 inside the park. AJ, Quinton, and Beckham to face David Price. AJ 0 for 2. 1 for 3. Right back through the middle. Oh, AJ.
Really unusual for a guy that throws as well as Price does to have as many problems with left-hand hitters.
Well, they don't mind how hard he's throwing. It's just if he can get that slider or that curveball over, in this case a slider. So here's Quinton, a strikeout, and a ground out to short. Starts him off with a change.
That's one of the few straight changes we've seen, and probably the best one he's thrown.
That's down low. 1-1 the count to Carlos.
Joe Nelson loosening up in the bullpen. This is the 96th pitch for Price.
And there's a base hit, just fisted over Longoria's head. So the Sox, something going here. First 2 men aboard in the bottom of the 6th.
First night back, first base hit. Doesn't hit it as hard as he usually does, but equally as effective. Well, everybody's meeting at the mound to talk about the possibility of a Beckham bunt and just exactly how they want to defend it.
Gordon has fouled out to the catcher and walked. Corners in close. Pena on the grass. Longoria at the cut of the grass. There's a bunt. And it goes just foul.
Well, if Gordon is going to bunt this one, he put it in the right spot because Pena at first base is charging. And he would come across and try to cut down that lead runner.
You know, Joe Madden now wants Longoria over here as well. He knows what he wants to happen in this situation. Obviously, there are several options. Joe's going to take the one he feels like is best. And the reason he's doing that is because of the ability of David Price. The fastball. Guys like Price are tough to bunt.
Well, especially when you get the ball up high. If you're going to throw high fastballs, that's when you usually pop up.
Well, that may have been in that conversation because of his ability. Get out of here. Get out. Get out. It will. Yes, right on top of the dugout. And the count 0-2. All right, Gordon, right here. Good two-strike hitter, buddy. Sends it up and hunker down.
With runners in scoring position, Gordon Beckham has been a plus 400 hitter. At his stage of development, that's a remarkable statistic.
Pena still in close at first. Outfield around. Longoria going to go to the bag. They get the force on AJ. And that's out number one.
Pretty good play by Evan Longoria. He was over close to the line and then realized after the dive that he only had one play. He was looking to first the whole time, but Beckham runs too well.
Well, AJ was going to take him out if he thought there was a chance they're going to hit. AJ knew at that point. He saw Longoria ease up. So here's Nix. He has popped up the center and hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Starts him off with a changeup.
Second time in this inning. 100 pitches on the button.
Good take, good eye. 21 to count. Turns that fastball around. But now he's got some work to do with a 1-2 count. Hernandez to the outside.
It's a pretty good block, as Hernandez made sure the runners didn't move up. Keeps the double play in order. Hernandez came out of the Houston organization, was acquired as a minor league free agent at the end of July of last year.
Big pitch right here. Nope. Well, Beckham goes in. They did not turn it over.
That was a pretty good takeout. because it looked like they might have had a shot. But Bartlett and Ibar are not near as good as Bartlett and Iwamura. That was a long way to flip it.
Yeah, you're just setting your second baseman up to get taken out on some soft toss like that.
That was the slide and roll.
So it's up to Josh, but he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on fastballs. Takes ball 1. How about your first wild pitch of the season? Somewhere in the sequence. Josh got that noisy bat going for him at the top.
That's something he didn't do in spring training.
Not at all. It was quiet and quick. When he gets noisy, he gets big. Another fastball. And the count 1-2. Well, Walker's tried to almost everything to get him to quiet that thing down. It's all right to have a noise type if you get it started quick enough, but if you don't, you're dead. Throw him an off-speed pitch. Gas. Can't get there with that noisy bat. Legend Gale Sears in studio to discuss the Bears offseason moves and look ahead at training camp. Monsters in the morning with Mike North and Dan Jiggets. Tomorrow morning from 6 to 9 only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. There's a pair will be the full house right there. A 1-run ball game. Ben Zobrist at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He is homered and he is lined out hard to right. Zobrist now with 18 homers. Last year he hit 12. And last year was the first time in his pro career that he's been in double figures in home runs. So he figured it out.
Well, he was a swing man and a guy who could play a little infield, a little outfield, and they put him wherever they would put him. But now he's getting a chance to play just about every day. And with that, he's showing some big power.
Pull the string on him right there. Good pitch. Nice change. And the count 2-2. That'll put just about another 3 or 4 inches on that fastball. And there's the hook. And there is the strikeout.
Make every home game a double play at U.S. Cellular Field this season with 2 ballpark hot dogs for the price of 1. Visit an All-Star concession stand during the first hour after gates open. For White Sox individual game tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
And you'd have to think that the Tampa Bay hitting coach Steve Henderson has had something to do with the rise, or coming out, so to speak, of Ben Zobrist. As there's a strike to Burrell, who has struck out, and then grounded out a nice play, Alexei to Konerko on both sides. Sometimes that's all it takes is semantics. Basically, you're getting told the same thing from every hitting coach you've been with, but one guy phrases the same thing a little differently. It registers and you take off.
Well, that and the fact that he's getting a chance to play every day. And if you're going to play as a swingman and you're not getting consistent at bats, you probably can't generate that kind of power.
Well, he wouldn't have got to play every day unless something had registered with him.
Well, he's become a threat in that lineup.
You got to believe it.
And when you have a switch hitter who can generate that much power, you're in pretty good shape, because he gives Joe Madden a lot of flexibility. Not only where he can play in position-wise, where he can hit in the order.
He gone. 7 strikeouts for Gavin.
Well, after freezing him with a curveball last time, I don't know what that was, but apparently it was a strike.
Ibar was lined out to right and grounded to second. Zobrist got 12 home runs from the left side, 6 from the right side. Big hack. One and one. Way overthrew that one. That's off the end of the bat into right field. Jermaine is there in front of the track. Hauls it in. 1-2-3 inning for Floyd. 7th inning stretch.
Host a private party on the U.S. Cellular Field fan deck in center field. Packages include 150 tickets, access to the fan deck for the first game, and an all-inclusive food and drink package for the first 90 minutes of the game. Reserve the fan deck today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com for more details. Brad Balfour comes into the game. So the night is done for David Price. He goes 6, gives up 4 runs on 8 hits, and Balfour comes in, hard-throwing right-hander, 1-0 ERA, 4-1 rather, ERA 4.57, on for the 43rd time.
Scott Pasednik to lead it off. He's perfect on the evening. He walked and scored in the first. He doubled and scored in the third. He singled in the fifth. And we want to welcome all the viewers who are watching the Cub-Philly game. Phillies won that 10-1. Two and 0 the count. That ball hammered. Up and back. Can't get it. Off the end of the glove. Johnny Pods now will pull up at second. Watch out with the leadoff double. Pena trailing him, but not real close.
And that ball fooled Upton because he didn't realize it was going to take off. He thought he had a beat on it. He didn't run to the spot. He tried to coast with the ball, and it just kept on going. His fastball down is crushed. And I think Upton thought he was going to make that play all the way until it just accelerated over his head. So a promising way to start the 7th.
So here's Alexa. He's 1 for 3. Not a good effort at all right there. Just a stab at it.
Alexei has really never learned to sacrifice bunt. That's his attempt at actually a base hit type bunt because he doesn't have his hands out in front of him. He's got his hands in. You have to have that bat out in front. He's in the front of the batter's box anyway. Unfortunately, that ball dropped away from Hernandez, and Scott Linebrink now throwing in the pen.
Oh, and 1 the count. And a count 0 and 2.
Well, with Bartlett playing up the middle, and he's the guy that's charged with keeping Pasednik close, there's a lot of room on the left side. Longoria's playing the line, and Bartlett is playing up the middle.
Outfield spread out for the most part straight up. Pena well off the line at first. That'll get the job done. There's his kick by Ibar. Now Pods is going to be held at third.
It's going to go E4. And Ibar looked like he corralled this one, only to see it drop out, his 5th error of the year. He came close to booting it over toward the line. Runners to the corners, nobody out.
And Jermaine Dye stands in. Jermaine is 1 for 3. Got us on the board in the first inning with a bullet off the glove of Longoria to knock in Pasednik. Now Hickey, pitching coach, out. Four, 9-0 for our guys. 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 homers for Tampa Bay, and they have 2 errors.
Well, you'd have to believe he was saying, look, throw a ground ball. We turn two. We'll concede the run, stay out of the beginning because we can live with one. We can't live with a whole lot many more than that.
Well, Jermaine's just got to make sure he makes him get it up. You don't want to be chasing anything down. Not on first pitch. Outfield slightly to the right. And that pitch is blown away. 1-0 the count for JP. First pitch in the sequence, always big in situations like this. Big hack. Came off of it just enough.
Elfo's averaged the strikeout an inning. He does throw hard. And he has made one wild pitch this year.
That's slowing away 2-1. Konerko on deck. And AJ in the hole. 4-3 Sox. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. And the count 3-1. Make him get it up. That's popped up right side. Ibar might overrun it.
Exactly what he did.
A big break right there. You could see that coming.
Well, he was the only one to get to it, but he didn't go there under control. Just overran the ball. Ball always spinning back toward the field of play. And another life for Jermaine.
And another error for Ibar. Fouls that 3-2 pitch back. Longoria way back and off the line at third. Good speed aboard. Pods at third. Alexei at first. Alexei with a pretty good lead. One out.
Good fastball in a perfect spot.
So here's Paulie. Single in the first, a 3-run homer in the third. He struck out in the 5th. Paulie, 2 for 8. Lifetime off foul 4 with a homer.
That was a real good stop by Hernandez. That one could have easily gotten by. Threw that ball right into the ground, and Hernandez didn't try to catch it. Brought the elbows in, angled his body, and it trickled out in front of him. Good effort.
right here at 14. Okay, good tap. Good out. 2-0. This should do it. And rack them up. First and third, nobody out. Can't score. We'll go to the 8th. We still lead it 4-3.
I'd break 2-4, ERA of 5.241 on for the 35th time. He's got a 1-run lead to protect. Gavin gave up 3 hits, all homers, but he leaves with the lead.
It'll be Hernandez, Bartlett, then back to the top of the order with Upton. First pitch. Up high, ball 1. Hernandez has grounded to third and gone out to center. And he's going to go out to center again. Big out. Well, terrific job by Gavin. He gave up just 3 hits. Unfortunately, all 3 were home runs, one inside the park. Threw a 3-1 fastball to Zobrist, who hit it way out of here. Then he threw a 3-2 get me over breaking ball to Longoria, who hit it way out of here. The inside the park was off Crawford. Off the bat of Crawford. So here's Bartlett 0 for 2. Takes the one away.
Gordon Beckham hugging the line and in close to try to take the bunt away, or at least the thought of the bunt.
Takes the mask off of AJ, and the count 1-1. Boy, the Yankees are getting some pitching. They beat Baltimore 2-1. And that's in the right field, slicing, and that's going to be in the seats. That splitter low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Four 9-0 for us, 3-3 and 3 for them. Once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Game 2 of this big 4-game set. Clayton Richard against Jeff Neiman. 26-year-old right-hander, a 6'9" right-hander. As you check out our Felco upcoming schedule. Then on Wednesday, Johnny Danks against James Shields. Thursday on getaway day, Thursday afternoon, Mark Burley. Burley on Thursday against Casimir. That 3-2 pitch line hard into left. So the tying run aboard.
Bartlett 19 for 20 in stolen bases. You got to figure somewhere in this sequence he's going to be going.
Upton has popped to second, struck out, and he's popped up to right. Bartlett, good aggressive lead out there. Same lead. And the count 1-0.
Give you an idea how well Upton runs. He's been to bat almost 350 times. He's grounded into 2 double plays. The third would look real good.
Good pick by AJ, and the count 2-0. Got to get ahead of some hitters. Three-two fastball to Bartlett, smoked into left field for the base hit. Now Upton's got the catbird seat. Matt Thornton on deck. Down in that pen.
You would think he'd be ready for Crawford.
Not a good job at all by Upton on a
2-0 pitch.
On a 2-0 pitch.
I'm not sure what he was looking for, but he didn't get it as Lance Cormier throws into bullpen.
You know, Upton seems like he's been around a long time. He's just 24. Yeah. Same lead, maybe just a 6 inches. There he goes. So he is 20 for 21.
Bartlett gets a decent jump, not a great jump, but of course it really doesn't matter as that ball pops out of AJ's glove.
And another full count.
Now Nix is coming in to talk to Linebring to find out where he's going to pitch B.J. Upton.
Nick's going to hang out a little bit around second. And once again, the payoff. That's ball 4. And here comes Ozzie. He has made the call to the pin. Line break departs, and we'll be back. Immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Matt Thornton comes into the game and he inherits runners at first and second. Thornton 4-2, ERA 3.08, on for the 39th time. He's got 44 strikeouts, just 13 walks in those 38 innings. And he's facing a mighty tough hitter who likes to take left-hand pitchers to left field.
Crawford has walked, homered. That was an inside to Parker and gone out to center. Good speed aboard. With Bartlett at second and outstanding speed at first with Upton. Better speed at the plate in Crawford. No chance on that one.
Matt better look back a second time, as Bartlett is starting to edge away, and if he doesn't look back again, it's not that difficult a steal read.
Well, Bartlett's doing what he is supposed to be doing. He is getting the attention of the pitcher.
Tried to distract him and divide his attention.
There he goes. He gone.
If you give AJ a chance, he will throw you out. Many of the Sox pitchers haven't given him too many shots, but he's got 2 of them tonight. Just the second time this year that Bartlett, who took a bad step to start this, was thrown out by plenty at third base.
AJ earlier, back in the first inning, threw out Crawford easily. So a big caught stealing right there by AJ. And watch out, don't throw it away. 1-1 to count with 2 down here in the top of the 8th. And there's a line shot into left field. So Carlos will get it back in. Now that throw out, huge. That'll bring up Longoria. He's 1 for 3. He struck out in the first, grounded out hard in the 4th to short. And then in the 6th, got a 3-2 get me over breaking ball, a little slider from Gavin Floyd, and took it way out of here. Outfield, they are straight up and deep. First pitch strike. That at 96. And the count very quickly 0-2. $39,024 jam-packed house. Just got a piece of it.
Longoria has fanned 79 times, including the strikeout in the first inning.
Now time is called. Way high. He goes. Yes. What a job by Matt Thornton and A.J. Pierzynski throwing out Bartlett. We'll go to the bottom of the
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Lance Cormier comes into the game. He's on for the 27th time, a 1-1 record, a 2.74 ERA. Not going to strike out a whole lot of people, so this is a good opportunity to put one more up on the board for a little insurance for Bobby Jenks. Great job by Matt Thornton with a little help by A.J. Pierzynski, who's had a terrific night tonight.
Four-3, Sox lead it. First of a 4-game set. A.J. 1 for 3 on the evening. Single to lead off the 6th inning. 28-year-old right-hander. That pitch is down low. Cormier out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Go high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there.
That's one of the few we've actually seen the wind knocked down, because that ball was hit pretty well, but it got up so high that the wind had a chance and kept it in the park.
That'll bring up Carlos. Carlos 1 for 3. He's single back in the 6th inning. If you're just tuning in, Sox had first 2 men aboard, couldn't do anything with it. Then last inning we had men on 1st and 3rd, nobody out, couldn't do anything with it. There's a little comebacker. And very quickly 2 gone.
7-game flex plans let you select the games of your choice in July, August, and September, and are a great way to guarantee tickets to matchups against the Red Sox, Yankees, and Tigers. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com to purchase your plan today. Bobby Jenks ready to go.
And Gordon Beckham ready at the plate. Takes first pitch strike. He's 0 for 2 with a base on balls. For the Rays in the top of the 9th, Pena, Zobrist, and Burrell. Breaking ball. And the count 0-2. Good 2-strike hitter right here. Gordon. Did not bite for that low breaker. And the count 1-2. Cormier's been with Arizona, Atlanta, Baltimore. Another one of those games with an inordinate amount of foul balls. There's a shot, base hit, that a boy. So the 2-out single, and that'll bring up Lance Nix. That's Jason. Lance, that's his brother. Jason is 0 for 3 tonight.
I think it would be a bad idea to turn Beckham loose here and try to run on this combination of Hernandez behind the plate, Cormier on the hill. First, got to force a move to first base. See if you can get him to tip his best move to you.
Well, Gordon's 2 for 5 in that category. Takes first pitch strike.
Hernandez looking over to see if Hickey might want to pitch out.
Little deke right there by Beckham. But the count 1-1 to Jason. Gap out there in left center. Pretty good lead. There he goes. And that pitch fouled away. I want to give him another shot right here. Either going to be hard high. There he goes again. And he's going to make it easily.
Third stolen base of the year as he's evened his record at 3 out of 6.
On that 1-2 count in this situation, the reason you might want to run him twice in a row is because it's probably going to be slow low, which it was right there. A hard way up out of the zone. And the 2-2. It's full. Josh Fields on deck.
Madden still has the bullpen up and going for the Rays. A righty and a lefty throw it.
Well, he's got that lefty for you know who.
Yes, he does.
And it's out in front. Jason's timing just a little bit off with the inactivity, the sporadic playing time. He's had a couple of good pitches to hit tonight, just been a little too quick. And one of them, it was just a little too slow.
That's what happens when you don't get consistent at bats.
Yep. And that's ball 4. So Fields is being called back.
And here's Big Jim.
Who did not hear, voted last week's American League Player of the Week. And here's you know who. And here comes Matt. He wants that left-hander. All right, a break in the action as Cormier departs, and we'll be back.
this being the 29th. This is the 4th game in a row he's pitched. He faced one hitter in all 3 games against Kansas City. And he's staring in at Big Jim Thome.
Two on, two out. They've got that shift on the right side as there's first pitch strike. High into center field, didn't get it. So the breaking ball is going to retire Thome, and the Sox will go to the 9th. Bobby Jenks will be coming on in a 4-3 Sox.
Helps the Sox get out of the 8th inning and preserves the lead. So with the score now 4-3, Bobby Jenks comes in a save situation. The defense changed slightly. Dwayne Wise takes over in center field. Scott Posednik shifts over to left. And Bobby Jenks at 2-2, ERA just under 4, on for the 33rd time, looking for save number 22. He's got to go right through the heart of the order.
Pena, Zobrist, and Burrell. Carlos is 0 for 2 with a base on balls. He just missed one his last time up, going deep, taking Pods up against the center field wall. Looks at that one low and inside. This guy's a tremendous, dangerous, low fastball hitter.
He hit that ball a mile, but well fouled. Looked like he almost went up off his feet to get that one.
That ball is up too. The 1-1. Big hack.
And I think he might have gotten a piece of AJ on the recoil.
AJ's shaking that out a little bit. No.
Didn't appear to.
I think AJ was shaking his hand out. Meanwhile, the 1-2 pitch.
Well, that's a no chance for a hitter who's just looked at 3 fastballs, and now all of a sudden that hook comes out of nowhere. Take a look at this one. It just comes up there and bites the inside part of the plate. Pena had no chance.
This guy is dangerous right here, Zobrist. He homered, lined hard to right, and struck out. Didn't get that one inside, and that got a piece of Mike Riley. Mike says, I'm all right, AJ. Come on back here.
Telling AJ he's okay. It's easy for him to say.
Outfield there deep. Even Dwayne Wise. And that breaking ball, even though it was up, fouled out of play. So 0-2 the count to Ben Zobrist.
Kevin Floyd got him on a good curveball low and in, leading off a 7th inning.
Zobrist 6 home runs hitting right-handed, 12 home runs hitting left-handed. Try to sneak a fast one by him at 95 upstairs. That's a good job by Zobrist. Just get a piece of it. Pena hit right here. Now time is called. A good overhanded yellow hammer. He gone.
Gave him a straight change.
Good beauty.
That ball just dove away from him. And Bobby's added a little something extra to his arsenal. He turns it over. Tremendous late movement.
Here's Burrell. He's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch strike. First of a 4-game series. I should say first of a 4-game battle between these two clubs. One and one to count to Burrell. Burrell had big power, 33 homers last year for the Phillies. And the count's 3-1. It's full.
I think they're going to probably pinch run for Burrell, who doesn't have much speed. He represents a tying run. Let's see what Joe Madden has in mind. Gabe Kepler.
So here is Ibar. He's 0 for 3. Twice he's gone out to right field. Once fairly deep and once very hard. Good lead by Kepler. Close. Paulie wanted it.
But Kepler was leaning the wrong way.
He was going.
Almost got taken out. Game over. If Bobby had come over a little more quickly, he might have had him.
Another good lead by Kepler. And that's high and wide. That's into left field. Hodges lets it fall in front. That looked like a ball he may have been able to get to right there, Stone Pony.
Well, he played it a little conservatively, thinking that to keep the man at second base. I thought that ball was going to hang up long enough for him to come get it. Boy, he stayed way back on that one.
So here's Gabe Gross to pinch hit for Hernandez. And Deanna Navarro is going to run for Ibar. Deanna, catcher.
That gives you an idea about the speed of Ibar.
So 2 out, 2 on. 4-3 Sox lead. Gross hitting at 276, 4 homers. He's driven in 26.
Just 1 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year.
Fastball high and wide. Gross has faced Bobby Jenks twice. He's 0 for 2. And the count 2-0. Nothing with Bartlett on deck. There's one. Come on, Bobby. And that'll load him up. So after striking out Pena, after striking out Zobrist, he walks Burrow. The single by Ibar, he walks Gross. And here comes Bartlett, who's hitting at 345.
Not much a pitching coach can do in a situation like this.
Just watch.
Allows you to put the guys in position to get the job done. Thornton did a terrific job of helping out Linebrink get out of that 8th. To bring in Jenks for the 9th. And now you got the game on the bases.
Bartlett, a tough customer. Takes ball 1. Big hat, no contact, and the count evens. Sacks packed with bad boys. And the count 1-2. Taking one for the club right there.
That one just missed him inside. He's got that padded up lead elbow. And actually almost leaned closer into it than away from it.
The 2-2 pitch.
Save Upland for tomorrow.
Boils down to this. Bobby Jenks gave us a thrill, strikes out the side,
and uses a slider to strike out Bartlett. A 3-2 slider. Watch Bartlett. He's looking fastball all the way. This ball just disappears. And with it, a win for Gavin Floyd and save number 22 for big Bobby Jenks.
What a game. What a thrill. That will get your attention.
What a 9th inning.
And right now, let's check out our